bow in by pulling down the heavens. So we're gonna, you reach out, reach up, grab energy from the heaven, and pull down, push it to your navel. Okay, so you breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One last time, breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so we're going to do a breathing exercise to start. So what you're going to do is your hands, your feet are about shoulder width apart, your hands by the side. You're going to bend down. Most of your weight goes onto your right leg. And then as you bend your knees, your hands come up. Okay, now you're going to step out. You're going to do heel toe. Your hands come around as you breathe in. Come back to the center and breathe out. So bend your knees, step out, and then circle. We're going to do the other side now. So bend your knees, your hands come up, your other foot comes out, heel toe, shift, and breathe. Okay, so we'll alternate sides. Here we go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hold on, I just want to make sure everybody. Okay, I'm just admitting another person. Okay. So we're doing Tai Chi. So what happens is you never want to lose your balance. So when you come up, when you step out, see all your weight's here. So when you're here, you haven't shifted any weight yet, so you still have your balance. And then when you come out, you just come so this knee and leg are straight. So you don't want to lean because you'd be off balance, all right? So you're basically bend out, your weight hasn't shifted yet. This is building up your back leg because all your weight's on there. And you're shifting up, coming back. Okay. Come up.
Hold on. So Barbara can't get on. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
Customer service just got a call.
I gotta go.
Okay. So here, okay. So these moves are actually fairly subtle. So when you come up, you're holding a ball. So you've got a ball of energy. All your weight's here. You're building up the back leg. You step out so you haven't lost balance. And when you shift, you're still holding the ball. And you come up and breathe out. So you pick up the ball, step, then shift your weight. Okay. So, step, shift.
Hey.
All right, so now for people, if you have low blood pressure, just stay with that. If you have low blood pressure, you can't if your head goes below your heart, when you stand up, you might pass out and you're all alone, so you can't do that. So, but what the rest of us are going to do is you're going to step out, you're going to breathe in, and then when you breathe out, your hands come down, but you go down, to your ankles, whatever's comfortable. Okay, then you come back up. And the other side, so you step out, shift, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so we'll do 5 of those. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. We'll do one more time each side. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right, so there's some things that you do for most of the forms, like in this case, when you're reaching down, when you come back up, you want to actually work your core, and you want to see if you can open up the vertebrae in your back. So as you're coming up, you squeeze your stomach in, and then see if you can come up one vertebrae at a time until you open up. So you go down, and now you use your stomach muscles to push your stomach in as you just try to stretch your vertebrae when you come up. So anytime that you're coming up, you're trying to use your core and kind of open up your spine. One of the things we're doing is we're trying to open up the various parts of your body so that when we do other movements, so first you have to open up your body so circulation can go through, because it's all kind of clogged up. That's the first movements that we'll do to undo that. And then once you get that going, you do movements that increase your circulation through your body to clean the toxins out of your body. All right, so when we usually use, all these movements have names. They're Chinese movements. So the first one's called Shake the 9 Gates. This is to open up the major joints in the body. So you're shaking, you start out by shaking your hands loosely. So your 9 gates are your upper, lower, and middle spine, your shoulder, elbow, and wrist, and your hips, knees, and ankles. So now when you start doing this, now you're gonna shake, you're gonna go up and down, you're gonna be loose, because what you want is now you're not shaking your hands. They look like you're shaking, but that's because your whole body is shaking. Okay, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to make it so the skin is moving up over your muscles are moving over your skeleton, and your organs are getting a slight jolt, so break up any adhesions. So you want to be lifting. Yeah, so you want to be, so in order to break up the adhesions, when you're going up and down, you start out by just going up and down, but if you can, without hurting your knees, you just want to slightly lift your feet. And that way, when you go down, you can make a slight shock wave go through your body. And that goes into your organs and breaks up any adhesions in your organs. And then finally is the last part. We're going to turn slightly to do some stretching at the same time. Okay, and so now to finish, you go and you throw your hands down. You're trying to get energy to go out to your fingertips. Okay, the second thing we do is, this is called dragon shakes its whiskers. So your hands are loose, your shoulders are turning. So what you want to do, unlike me, because I'm watching the camera, is you want to follow your shoulder. That way you can turn. This is warming up the spine, and it's stretching the muscles and the meridians on the side. Okay, so that's phase one. Phase two is you actually want to go as far as you can, and you want to, if you don't have the flexibility, don't worry about it. You're going to work up to it over the next couple of weeks, but you want to go, you want to turn so you look at the same spot. This is if you have the flexibility. So you're trying to work up to that. So you're going back and forth, you turn. That also allows you, as you turn, you can focus on that spot. So you're using your mind too. You try to see that spot behind you and focus on it each time as you're going back and forth. Okay, so we're going to do one more of these where you reach for the wall, you reach for the ceiling, and then you reach for the opposite wall. Your back is up against the wall, so you're not turning. You're trying to stretch, lift, separate the floating ribs, and this side you squeeze. Sorry, just checking there was no one in the waiting room. So and then you're gonna reach that way. You should really feel the stretch in the side. And you're gonna come up, and you're gonna reach this way. Okay, so what you do is breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So you're reaching for that other wall. Breathe in, reach, reach. You're really trying to stretch this. Reach. Breathe in, breathe out. And then breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so those three form a little mini set that you can, like, maybe 2-3 times a day after you've been sitting at the desk, you can get up, shake the 9 gates, shake the whiskers, and do this stretching. That'll loosen up, get rid of the adhesions to your body, so you can do some circulation again. We're going to do one more stretching one. Okay, so your hands, it's like you're holding a ball. The top hand is going to reach toward the ceiling, and the other hand is reaching toward the floor. Now the hand that's reaching toward the floor should be pointing forward, so it's pointing toward your computer. You can't quite see. The hand that's on top is pointing like toward that wall. So they're pointing different directions, and you're stretching. They're going to come back, they pass each other, and then they reach. Okay. And this is, of course, it's called splitting heaven and the earth. Because what else would you call it? Let's come down. Actually, it does have another name, which is scholar opens his scroll. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And now we're going to do a slightly different thing. When you breathe out, the hand here is going to come and go down your hamstring, and you're going to turn, but you're still stretching this hand. So you're going to come up, and so you're turning and looking behind. Okay, then you come up, your hands switch. This hand still goes above your head. The other one goes down your hamstring, and you turn to look. Okay, so breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. It's still a stretching exercise, so you're still reaching with each hand. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then breathe in. Breathe out. All right, now what we're going to do before we start the lesson, we're going to do one more thing, which is one thing you do is to strengthen your body is you hold position, which means you take some position and then you hold it for an extended period of time. These positions, when your legs are here, this is putting pressure on your femur, which is causing it to slightly bend. That sends signals to your body that your bones are under stress, helps signal that your body should build up your bones, plus it activates the bones to generate more. This is the largest, bone in your body, so it tells it to generate more blood. Okay, so, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold a position like this. But before that, I'm just gonna mention that everything that we should be doing, everything's about your breath. So if your breath tells people what your body's feeling, like if you're scared, or if you're happy, or if you're satisfied. But the opposite works too. Your breath can tell your body what it should be feeling, how it should be acting. So therefore, what you want to do is you want to always breathe with your belly. So you're going to breathe in, instead of breathing with your chest, you want to breathe with your belly. So you breathe in, you push your stomach out, and then you breathe out and you push it in. Okay, right now it probably feels uncomfortable, but when you want to naturally breathe down here, that's how babies breathe. Babies don't lie on the table. You don't see their chest going up and down. You see their stomach gently goes up and down. That's how you want to breathe. We just forget that as we grow older. And that's why it's called rejuvenation. You have to become young again, just like that baby. So we're going to breathe in. We're just going to do a few because you should be doing this all the time. When you do meditation, yoga, Tai Chi, martial arts, they all tell you to control your breath. So we're just going to do a couple. So we're going to breathe in with your stomach and then breathe out. Breathe through your nose. You're not forcing it. It should be a gentle, but you should be focusing on, having your lower abdomen and your stomach going out. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so you might notice that you feel a little calmer. You can even extend that by when you start. Usually you have something that you can have a timer or something, and so you breathe in for 4 seconds. You can count or use a clock, and then you breathe out for 4 seconds. But they found if you want to calm yourself even more, you can breathe in, say, for 3 seconds or 4 seconds, then you breathe out for twice that amount of time. So you can breathe in for 3 seconds, say, but then when you breathe out, we breathe out for 6. Then breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So you can use that to calm yourself, which is what everybody needs right now. So, okay, so we're going to hold position that's going to heat you up from the inside. It's going to put stress, and also because you're supposed to do it long enough that it's extremely uncomfortable, then it's building up your mind too. So what we're going to do is put your feet maybe 2 shoulder widths apart. Some people have a problem with this. They have to turn their feet at 45 because they have a hard time going forward. For all the movements where you crouch down, the rule is that your knees move in the direction of your feet. So see, my feet are pointing forward. So now my knees are going that way. If I have my feet this way, then when I go down, see, my knees go that way. Okay. You try to have your feet go forward. Okay. So you're going to go down. When you lower your body, the other rules are your knees don't go past your toes. So you don't want to get really crouched, really down like this. You're going to hurt your knees. So your knees just bend slightly, and your shoulders are up against the wall. So you don't want to get low. You think you're low, but see, it's all about where your hips are. So you keep your body up against the wall, and then you go as low as you can that way. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go here. I'll play the music. If you can hear, okay. Okay, this is your first time, so we'll only go for a minute. So you're going to crouch on your hands, come up, and they're going to face out. One is like over near your throat, the other one's over your heart. Okay, now you want to go down to whatever position you can go into. Okay, so we'll hold for 1 minute. Remember to do your abdominal breathing. You want to make sure your knees are at least slightly bent because you want to be putting pressure on your legs. Okay, so we're going to go 15 more seconds, so that's just 2 breaths in and out. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so now what you do is you slowly come up, pull down the heaven. So hopefully you felt something. So you want to see if you can do that. If you can build it up to 3 minutes, 5 minutes, that would be great. But that, like I said, it heats up your body, builds up your legs, builds up your mental powers too. All right. So what we're going to work on today is we're going to do Tai Chi. There are certain movements that you do. For instance, and then here's where I leave the room. Okay, so this last one you often see, that's called wave hands like clouds. Okay, and this has a lot of the basic movements that you have to know to do Tai Chi, because the way Tai Chi works is your feet are connected to the earth, your feet move your hips and waist, and then your waist moves your hands. So if you see people doing this, they're not doing Tai Chi because see nothing's happening here. In Tai Chi, I'm actually doing this. I'm drinking water, but when you put it with the hips, you see this. See, my hands are always going up my center, but because I'm using my waist, it looks like I'm doing wave hands like clouds. So what you have to do is learn to move your hips and turn. That's called posting. So we're going to start out today. Hopefully we'll get up to using the hands. We'll see how long this takes. So what you're going to do is your feet are a little bit more shoulder width apart. So you're in the middle. So you're going to shift your weight. So like your hip, knee, and ankle are in the same line. So you're going here, and then you're shifting to the other side. See, so this should be, it's like you're up against the wall. So this should be flat. You're shifting back and forth. Okay, so now we'll do it a couple more times. So now the question is, am I doing it properly? Unfortunately, you're these little tiny people up there, so it's a little hard for you to tell, but what you're trying to do, these are things you should not do. Okay, your head, see when I do it, my head and my hips, you can see this line behind me? They're staying on the same level. I'm trying to project my power this way and this way, so I don't want to be going, my hips, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be going up and down when I shift. My knees stay bent. See, so you see this white line, I'm staying on this white line. So also that means, see my head staying at the same level. So if you see yourself, you can see yourself in the mirror, if you see your head going up and down, or your hips going up and down, you have to practice. Okay, that's one thing that you look for. The other thing is, you don't want to be doing this. You don't want your head not to move, because then you're doing this. So your body, your hips are moving your entire body, all your power this way. So your body has to go with it. So your head's not like this. Your body right now at ear level is just staying right above it. So we'll do just a couple more. So you want to make sure your body, so like if you're pressing against the wall here, and you're pressing against the wall there. Okay. We'll do that a few more times. And then finally, the other thing you don't want to do is, because we're doing Tai Chi, you always maintain your balance. You also don't want to go overshoot. So you don't want to be going, so this is what you do not want to do either, because now you're off balance. Remember it's a martial arts, so I'm fighting someone, if I like hit this way, they're just going to grab my arm and I'm going to fall over. So, I'm going here and I stop, they grab my arm, I can actually drop and pull them in, see? So you want to make sure you maintain control of your body the whole time. So this is, even though this looks like a really simple movement, it's very important. If you don't do it properly, the rest of your moves won't work. So, okay, so now that we've mastered posting, now we're going to add the next part, which is take your hands, make like you're praying. That's the difference between praying and meditation. Praying, you're asking God for stuff. You get sick of that. Meditation is you're talking to God. Okay, so here we go. The internet's great for these things. So you have your hands out like you're praying. You're going to shift, and now you're going to point at the corner. Now you're going to shift back post to the other side, and then point to that corner. You know, shift to the other side, point, shift, point, shift, point, shift, point, shift, point. Okay, so we're shifting and turning, shifting and turning, shifting and turning, shifting and turning. All right. All right, we've mastered the first two steps. Now we're ready to go to the next one. So what you're going to do with this one right now is what you're just going to do this with your hands. They're by your navel, then they go out. You want to keep them on the same level as your navel. So this is what we're doing. We're just here. We're going to practice the hand movement, which is here, 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 here. So this is all we're doing right now. We're just moving our hands in and out. Now the fun part, you have to move your hands, you have to do this. All right, you have to move your hands in and out while you're turning. So what it's going to look like, and this is called turning the millstone. So as you shift, you turn, so you're gonna, it's like you're turning, remember these are all agricultural societies, so you have to go down and grind your grain, so you're turning the millstone. Okay, so I'm gonna start here, so post to the side, turn, and your hand should be at this point on your, they're pointing up, but they're near your navel. They're touching, like touching your body. Okay, so what's gonna happen is you're gonna shift, and as you shift, you're gonna push your hands out, which means, in this case, you're gonna stay in the same place because you're pushing your hands away, but your body's moving to the up, you're posting to the other side. So we're here. Okay, so now we're on the other side. What do? We leave our hands where they are, but now we turn our body. So now their hands are pointing toward the other wall, and now when you shift, in this one, you pull them back to your navel. And now you turn, and we're back to where we started. So you should be posted to your right leg. Is that your right leg? Sorry, I'm looking at a mirror view, so I'm not quite sure which way I am. Okay, so there, so you're here. So you're going to start with your hands by your navel. You're going to post to the other side, and your hands go up, thereby staying in the same place. Turn your body, point, that causes your hands to point to the other wall. Now when you shift back, now you pull your hands in. They should be in front of your navel. And now you're going to turn. So you're going to shift back, your hands go out. Turn. You come back, pull your hands in. Turn. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, pulling back, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do it 3 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we're gonna do the whole thing. So it'll be 1, I guess we'll do 2, yeah. So we'll just do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. They should. All right, so this is why it's a little hard for me to see, but what's happening is you want to make sure your hands should always be in front of your navel the whole time you're doing it. So your navel should be pointing at the back of your hands the whole time. That means make sure that you're turning properly. So at the beginning, you can do it by counting. So you can do 1, because you want to make sure you do everything. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there. So and you want to be able to, you want to work up. So once you make sure you're doing all 4, then you can pick up the speed and start doing it smoothly. Okay, so you just want to practice that. You can just practice this right now if you want, because to do it right, you have to be doing your posting. You're trying to learn how to post. Your hands do different things while you're posting. So in this case, when you're doing this one, you're doing turn the millstone. They have another one in Chinese culture. They make they have worms, silkworms, and they have to reel it onto a big spindle. So they have another one where you go like this. So this is spinning silk. But it's the same. See, the legs are always the same. Okay, we're going to give wave hands like cloud or try. This is the same thing. The lower body, see, once you get the lower body done, then the only thing that's happening is your hands are doing different things. But your lower body is always doing this. Okay. So, how do you wave hands like clouds? Okay. You're drinking water. So, this comes up. The hand that's coming up is on the inside. Then you drink water. So you're here. So what are we doing? We're doing this way. Yeah. So it comes up on the inside. So you're like drinking, you're splashing water onto yourself. Okay. So what we're going to do is you're going to shift over to the right side, and your right hand's going to be up and your left hand's going to be down. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to post. We'll do it this way instead. Okay, your hands up. So 1, you're going to shift your hands up. Then 2, you're going to post and turn. Okay, then you're going to shift your hands again, and you're going to post and turn. Okay, shift your hands, post, and turn. Your hands, post, and turn. Shift your hands, post, and turn. Shift your hands, post, and turn. Shift your hands, post, and turn. So how do you know if you've got the right hand on top? The arm, with this, it's a martial art, so what you're actually doing is you're elbowing somebody in the face. So if you're going that way, that means that this arm has to be up, right? We do this for health, but it's actually developed from a martial art. So you're here, you're hitting them, and then you're shifting, you're hitting on the other side, shifting, hit, shift, hit, shift, hit, shift, hit. All right, so for right now, that's all we're going to do this week. You should practice that, because then what we're going to do is we're going to extend it so that you want to be able to, right now we're doing an account because we want to make sure you're doing the entire movement. So you're doing like 1, 2, 3, 4, but eventually what happens is when you don't stop. In Tai Chi, you never stop. You almost stop. When you get here, then you go to the other side. So you're never 1, 2, 3, 4. That's too linear. But the reason that you do it counting at the beginning is otherwise people just end up not doing the entire movement. So you want to make sure once you have the entire movement down, then you smooth it out. All right. Okay, we're going to do one more thing, which is we're going to do 3 minutes of meditation at the end. So meditation, it seems like it's a little bit similar to holding position, but it's not. You're and it's Taoist meditation, it's a little bit different. So in meditation, what happens, they say you have a monkey mind, your mind's jumping all over the place, and so you want to tame it, you want to tie it to a tree. And so what you do is you have directed thinking. And the hardest one is if you do advanced meditation, because you're just supposed to not think about anything. It's easier in Taoist meditation is you use your mind to visualize energy moving through your body, which is easier than not thinking about anything at all. So your feet are going to be about shoulder width apart. This is how you do the stance. Your knees, you're not, unlike in holding position, you're down low. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. This is, your knees are loose so that energy can flow up and down. Okay, so you should pull your shoulders back and then down, relax it. It's kind of like you're trying to, your shoulder blades, but they're touching at the bottom, not at the top. If they touch at the top, they'll be up like this. So they open up and then go down and then you relax. Your hands, you have different hand positions at different times of the year. Right now it's spring, so things are growing, so we're going to be a tree. So your hands are up, your elbows are down, your shoulders are relaxed. Your middle finger is pointing toward the sky. All right, your arms are a little bit away from your body, they're not touching, they're relaxed, okay. So the top of your head is kind of like trying to reach for the sky, and your feet are like grabbing the ground. So your weight should be sinking into your heels, but you're still grabbing with your toes, so you have a slight arch. Okay, so we're going to breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remember, you're doing abdominal or belly breathing, so you're breathing down by your navel. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep breathing. So remember, part of the meditation is doing directed thinking. So we're going to try to visualize at the same time. Once you get comfortable holding the position properly, we're going to do visualization. So first, there's five things you want to remember. So they run. One is fun. So when you're breathing, you slightly pull the edges of your mouth toward your earlobe, so you have a very slight smile. You see it on Buddhas. So we'll do that for a few breaths. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, 2 is shoes. So now we're going to focus on your feet. You're trying to grab the floor. You've got your weight on your heels, but you're grabbing the floor with your toes. And that's causing a slight arch. So you're connected to the earth. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. By the way, if your shoulders get sore, you can put your arms down in this position instead. If you're holding them up too long. So 3 is tree. So now you imagine roots coming out the bottom of your feet and going into the earth, so you're even more connected with the earth. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, 4 is core, so you imagine the molten golden core of the earth full of energy, and your roots are growing down toward it and connecting with it. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And finally, 5 is alive. So when you breathe in, your roots are connected to the core of the earth. When you breathe in golden energy from the earth that fills your entire body. And then when you breathe out, you breathe it out through your hands. So your whole body is filled with golden energy. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so now slowly lower your hands, bring your feet together. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull down the heavens 3 more times. That's how we end. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out.